now I am gonna go ahead and do today's session. So today's session is gonna be kind of quick. Today was CPI. We got caught in a little bit of news. I left that one open. I'm currently still in the trade. My session's over, but after CPI, market kind of moves really slow. So let's just kind of get into it. So let's take a look at the highest time frame. Again, on the highest time frame, we are still stuck in this range. So price pushed here, created this low, created this um, supply area, and it still hasn't reached the supply area and still hasn't broke this low. So it's been trading with this in this range since like it established the low on December 7th. So it's the 12th now, and it still hasn't broke out that range. So we go down here. The 15 minute from yesterday is still trading within here. So this is where we traded yesterday, where price solidified its high on the 15 minute. Let's get all the way caught up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll leave that there. Okay. So we see that right here, yes, like we looked at yesterday, price solidified a high here, never broke it. And kind of like we expected, it made its way down to here and it's starting to test off. So I wouldn't be surprised to see continuation structure. So continuation structure to push back to the upside to attempt to make its way here. Now price could just clear this low out and start heading back down, but um, again, I'm not here to guess which way I think it's going to go. I'm just here to execute my analysis and make the highest probability decision that I possibly can with the knowledge I have. So after that, we're going to drop down to the 10 minute. We kind of got a little ahead of ourselves here. So we're just going to go back to the start of our session. So looking at the 10 minute, one thing that I clearly see, structure was here, pushed up. Then once it broke this low, price broke that low down here and never broke this low again. But after it broke this low, it came back and cleared out this high that was created. So let's kind of show. So it was a low here, price pulled back, pushed down, cleared that out. So that moved that low to here. That means there's a new high here. And then price pushed up and broke that high. So what that means is this is the 10 minute high. And our demand for it is from that high all the way down to the low. So for me, I'm going to look for an area where, so I can draw my little fib on just to make sure it's within the 50% pullback or close enough to it. And the main thing I'm looking for is when it pushed, did it leave gap? So it left a gap from here to here, and it was filled. Okay, so that gap was filled. Was there any other gaps? Mm, no, not really. So I would just go to the 50, which also falls along this gap. So you could draw it at the gap, you could draw it at the 50, however you want. I'm gonna just draw it at the 50 because the gap's already been filled, so it's no point in trying to force it anywhere else. What we see happen so far. So we see price push, created a high, it pulled down, filled the gap, pushed up, rejected, and came back deeper into this 10-minute zone. Does that mean it's about to reverse? No. It could possibly mean that, but we aren't looking for any sell opportunities until price breaks through this 10-minute and this 15-minute. While it's still in this 15-minute with the 10-minute supply, I'm still very, 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 very bullish. Now, I don't trade till 7, which is right here. If I would have been here at this point in time, I would have got in this trade here. So now I'm just kind of picking up where I can pick up from. So for me, that's going to be right here. We have this bullish candle, and we can go to the 5 minute first. Let's do finish our analysis all the way through. Let's not jump straight into what trades we would have took or not took. So we go to the 5 minute. 5 minute surprisingly has not reversed yet. So if we look at the same type of structure, price was here, created a low, high, low, broke this low down here, and this was the high. Then it broke the high, boom, pulled back, pushed. So this is the low. This low was broken, so it's down trending from here to there. Pull back, down trending here to there. Pull back, didn't break this high. So pull back and down trending from there to there. So this is the 5 minute is actually bearish. And that means that the 5 minute supply is from here all the way up to here. And now let's look for unfilled gaps. We can draw our little thing on if we want. I always do like to draw it on for the most part. So let's look for gaps. So there's no gap there, but there is a gap here. So there's no gaps until this point. So that automatically catches my attention and says, hey, I want to draw it right here. Where the gap, first gap is, it aligns with the moving average crossover. So I can see this being an area that price pushes to on the 10-minute test again and potentially pushes off. If it comes to here, I'm willing to get into a sell here. I'm just not willing to take a sell within these zones right here. But if it pushes outside of these zones, it gives me another rejection. I'm willing to take that sell and just manage it correctly. Now we can go back to our 10-minute because 10-minute right now is presenting an opportunity for us to buy into the market. So what I want to do, just like normal, I would have got in here, but hey, it's produced some more for me. So just like normal, put it up some. I should take the whole structure, but what I did live time was I literally just took the candle just because of the way it was moving. I didn't want such a big stop loss. So this is the trade that I actually took. I'm gonna take the trade that I actually took and say and kind of let you know why. If you look here, price is doing this. When price does this little like solidifies the low, it typically doesn't break it. So when we go to the 5 minute, see a little better. Like it was pushing, pushing, pushing. It pulled back past this candle. It like engulfed this candle completely. So that's why I was comfortable putting my stop loss there because this was a complete engulf. Even on the 10-minute, this candle right here engulfed this previous candle. So took the 12.5, 13.5, that's 27.5 is our target profit. So we could just let some candles run, see what happens. So we did get wicked into this, just barely. And again, we can go to the 5 minute because that is where I manage. But we see the 5 minute is a little bit jumbled. So we want to go to the 2 minute. 2 minute is downtrending as well. So what I want to do is draw this right here. That way I know that's the 2 minute zone, just in case price comes to it and start doing some, well, technically we're managing it on the 5 minute. So on the 2 minute, I'm just looking for a supplier demand to manage my trade from. Where do we have one? Here, never broke here. So this would be it right here by the bottom. So price is currently testing that area now. So the whole thing is, let's just see if price can break it. So I'm going to go a little faster. Okay, so price is nowhere near it. So I'm going to watch it on the 5 minute until price decides it wants to get near. Now, what time is this? It's almost 8:30, which is when CPI occurred. It's back down there, but rejected right off. So CPI happened and stopped me out of this first trade. This was the one example of why, you know, I could have had this whole structure, but again, I'm not mad at the reason I took it. Price wicked below it and stuff, but it wicked below and snapped my stop loss. So that is a trade that we are out of. So we took a loss there, but then we get rid of all our 2 minute structure and we go back to the normal. So what I'm looking for now is 5 minute going to give me a rejection candle to enter off of. So it hasn't broken out yet. Gives me a sell candle. So if we get a push below, I do want to get into this candle. And I'm going to take, the market is about learning from your mistakes. So a mistake I made earlier was I didn't put my stop loss underneath structure and I got stopped out of a trade that had the potential to be a winner. So I'm not going to do the same thing this time. Let's see if we get entered. Nope, price produced a bullish candle, so we got to wait for another bearish confirmation. And right here, price actually did break. Barely, but if we zoom in, we see this candle close is over that. So what that means is our 5 minute is now bullish, aligning with the 10-minute and 15-minute structure of bullish structure. So we want to come down to here. This is our low. Again, we're looking for a gap. So I do see a gap right here. That's the last gap. So this one filled all the gaps down here, and then it left a gap here. So I'll pull it down to here. I like that. The next thing is just testing to see if it's 50%. Now it's not exactly 50%, but it's close enough to where I'm saying I'll take it because this is a gap. I could see it pushing lower, but I'll still take that zone and be okay with it. So now we're only looking for a move if it pulls back. Yeah, we don't have any sell opportunities, so it pushed into here. Boom, didn't give us that. Boom, gave us our bullish confirmation, looking a little bit ahead. Remember, I don't care how big the candle is, I follow market structure. So we'll just go 19.5, just 20.5. So 41.5. Let's see if we get entered. Yep, we definitely get entered. Let's not forget we got to mark our 75% area.